from the break. This is still Doreen Kemcha on Women in Business Smart 24 TV. We're always delighted to have you. Now we are still talking to Honorable Rachel Magola, also known as Obangaina, and you're bringing out quite a number of interesting things. You have said, because we're trying to find out what is happening, is the urban woman empowered, is the grassroots woman actually empowered, what is failing both sides? What is happening on both sides? And you're saying the education system, apart from all the other different, structure issues, structure gaps, the education system in most cases also does not do us justice. Yes? It does not teach us how to apply what we are counting, this 1 + 1. It does not teach us how to apply it in our domestic side. Yes? To make it as normal and possible. So after we finish this lesson, we just close the book, the children close the book, we tell them, leave the classwork that side, come and do homework. The work at home, not even homework, the work at home. Yes? Yes? This is real. Yeah, this is very real.
Application is a gap in our education system. For instance, I've been teaching for many, many years.
Yes.
And I always give this example. We are cultural beings. By nature, we are cultural beings.
Yeah.
But the education system we have was teaching us to move away from our culture. So when you remove somebody from their culture, they're a shadow of themselves.
Yes.
When I'm at school, I'm in my principal's office, I'm sitting down, a parent walks into my class, my office, and we call the student to come and see their parent. When they greet me, they stand up.
Yeah.
Because that's what the education system is teaching them.
Yes.
When she's greeting the parent, she kneels down. So there's a disconnect.
Yes.
People are in a situation of not sure where they fall. Because we said you don't speak your local language.
Don't speak vernacular.
Don't speak vernacular. If you did, you walk around with a sack all day.
Yes.
It was the punishment. And the punishment you get, you go and dig. In an agricultural country,
in an agricultural setting.
In an agricultural setting, we taught our children that when a punishment is when you dig.
Yes.
So we all grew up knowing that farming is bad. So we all started to run away from the basic thing God gave us, agriculture.
Fertile lands and good climate.
Fertile lands. So we've cut all the trees. We don't care about them because we are trying to be in offices in Kampala.
Yes.
And then 50%, 90% will not make it to Kampala. They're in the village, they are half-baked. They have learned, they know English, but they're supposed to be in Kampala, but they are not. So they can't even apply what they learned in their own setting because this is not where I'm supposed to be.
Yes.
That's what our education system has done.
Talking about the rural woman, yes? We have those women. We are getting actually many success stories, especially from the 7 groups, from women in areas such as Bugweri, who say they are now happy being agriculturalists. Yes? One, because they are able to plant their beans, yes? And then go in and be able to sell part of them and then have their savings and pay the kids' school fees and buy themselves whatever they need. But you also have those ones who are still excluded, maybe for one reason or another. And those ones are the ones who find themselves in that cycle of poverty. Yes? Are they still also burdened and saying, you know what, I hate agriculture, this is my son, just work very hard, my daughter work very hard and get out of this. You have those two within even the rural setting.
Yeah, in every community, there will be people who make do with what they have and they will have exponential success. There are women, I go to Sembatia, I find some business women, they've done their shops, they look good. You go to Makutu, you'll find women who have a little shop, and somehow they manage with what the resources they have. They understand the money.
Yes.
And they use it in a way that grows their financial muscle. A lot of people do not understand that money is like building a house. You have to have the land before you build the house.
Yes.
Now in business, many of us do not do that capital from which you can have growth in terms of investment. When you invest your savings, that's when you can grow. And financial people have taught us that when you want to spend, you spend the second round of profits.
Not the first one.
Not the first.
Yes.
Some will even tell you spend the third round of profits. So that your foundation, which can keep you going forever, but is not touched.
But you also know that most of they'll also in the same way tell you that you must be able to pay yourself. Yes? You take off your labor. But in most cases, you, according to the women that you see, do the women pay themselves?
No.
Do they pay themselves?
As long as she's able to, that next term, to take her child to school, she has paid herself. They give and give and give. Their responsibility, their role is their payment when they are able to actualize it. That's where we have missed the boat on making people understand their value as people, as individuals. Even if you're a mother, even if you're an auntie, you are a father, you are somebody.
No wonder at the end of the day, whether it's urban or grassroots, whether it's urban or the village woman, in most cases, if they are giving themselves something, they are paying themselves, they actually feel guilty.
Totally.
They feel guilty.
They feel guilty. That's what how can I? You need to look good.
Yes.
This child is going to grow up and she would leave you.
Yes. And
then you will be, the nest is empty and you're asking yourself, okay, what next? And she'll move on and do her thing. And so you need to look after number one. And
this mindset, yes? This mindset is so difficult to get into.
Because we have been trained, we have been nurtured that way.
That we are there to give.
We grew up
until you are dead.
Until you are dead. We grew up seeing our parents give us.
Yes.
And then when we get responsibility, we also start imitating them.
Yes.
And then the story keeps going.
They actually, as you are being breastfed, they begin to tell you how you will give yourself until you die. They begin to tell you from as long as you crawl, because as long as you begin walking, you will be giving yourself, they start off with no more playing, come and take care of the kid, of your baby sister. You're just, I think, something like 4 years old, 5 years. It starts from as early as possible.
As early as that. So our society is a giving society. Used to be a giving society. It's changing, by the way.
Is a woman giver.
Yes, a woman giver. And the men are takers and so protecting and yes, I'm the man of the house, but they never realize how much the women give. They forget that. Yes. That's why you find when he chooses to find somebody prettier, he does not count this woman's time as investing in raising the family. If he wasn't feeding well, he would not build that beautiful house, which that beautiful one wants to move in. So there's that imbalance. We have a patriarchal society. Yes. We still are in a patriarchal society. Even if there's been a lot of trainings, even if there's been a lot of changes and space for women to grow and expand in business, we still have got that omwami, no mwami, omwami chakoba, zena cheko. It is still there.
Yes. What do you think, knowing that we have, and we're looking at it in the space of the urban setting and the village setting, yes? Let us look, what does this woman in the modern setting right now, in the urban, need to help her get further than where she is right now?
I saw this in the United Kingdom. Access to finance, easy access to finance, changes people's lives in ways you can't count. Because, like I said, if you get money to do an enterprise, you need that space and support long enough for you to take off. Here, most financial institutions give you money today, and by the end of the month,
they want to start repaying.
And before you know it, they'll be
sending you messages.
They'll be sending
people
messages. You know, they'll be collecting. We have private financiers here, and I want to warn women out there.
Please stress it.
You need to learn to move away from private financial institutions, because all they care about is money. They do not care about the past.
When you say private, that's money lenders.
Yeah, money lenders.
Money lenders.
I wouldn't want to name them here,
yes.
because I would be killing business, but I just want to warn people that they had all this, they walk around the streets with all this money in 24 hours. You are tying your feet and your hands.
Please be very clear so that you don't embrace the banks as well. Because you have to be clear to the woman watching.
I mean, the banks.
Are you talking about the banks, financial institutions,
those
quick money,
the quick
money
cash, blah, is keeping people in debt. And one loose step, they're after you and your property. They're after you and your property. You're safer with the regular government banks, which are established.
Yes.
Still, even the banks have come up with a lot of packages, products to support people. Yes. But most women in Uganda can hardly afford the interest rates or do not have this financial security that they have to give. We still have a gap here. That's why when government came up with the youth livelihood, these are programs that are fantastic, but guess what? A lot of people go there and say, Museveni agabudde. Instead of using that money to do what would take them out of property. So the mindset is not set.
So what can be done? What can be done? Because you mentioned something which is very true. And this one normally happens. Most of the women within, let's look at Kampala, you'll find that they are in around 6 savings group, BBNAs. Yes? They have, one is per day, 2 are per day, the other one weekly, the other one monthly, the other one is for school fees, this one is for...
The juggling is so unbelievable.
There's always something. There's 1,000 here, 2,000 there, 5,000 there, 10,000 per week, 20. Yes? And you find they are balancing it out. But then you also find that the money is never enough. The money is never enough.
Never enough.
So what can the woman, apart from these particular banking institutions coming up with more flexible, flexible products for the woman, what else? What else can be done?
Getting together in groups, saving together is safe.
Is safe.
We are 13 women, no 17 now. We are 17 women.
In yours?
In my group, it's called Blossom.
Yes.
And we are supposed to save at least 10,000 every month.
10,000?
10,000. That's the minimum, and that's a share. Some save 30 shares a month, those who can afford it. Those who can't, save 10 shares a month. No, 1 share is 10,000.
Yes.
So every month you save, and if you have an issue, you can borrow twice as much as you have saved with the group. Now, these are your friends. You know each other. You have guidelines on how you're supposed to run. So if you're supposed to give back this money in 3 months, we give it back in 3 months. You can re-borrow after 3 months if you have not quite taken off. The ceiling is 6 months for you to return the money.
Oh.
Yes.
So assumably that I have maybe, 100,000, my savings. I can actually borrow 200,000. Now on that 200,000, it's payable within 3 months. But
at 10%.
Yes. So assuming that I have not yet paid that 110 that I'm supposed to pay. In 3 months.
You have another 3 months. You re-borrow.
I re-borrow?
Yes.
I can borrow again some more.
So the 110, because you've not paid it, you're continuing with it for the next 3 months. You have re-borrowed, because you should have brought it back, but you did not. So you continue using it for another 3 months. So in total, you have the money for 6 months. Long story short is that we need to be creating financial groups, like small cooperatives, small circles, so within ourselves. Then we learn financial discipline.
Yes.
Because the biggest thing that I find that most of us will, because money is like a jerrycan. Let me give an example of a jerrycan. It has an inlet and then it can have an outlet.
Yeah.
Your outlet needs to be smaller
Than your inlet.
so that the jerrycan can get full.
Yeah.
So even with money, spend less than you.
But the woman will tell you there are so many things that take money.
And the thing is, if
Yeah.
you do not have that financial discipline and you, for a start,
But there is food, there is medicine, we are still talking about basics.
saving
Yeah.
is as important as the food. So before you start spending, remove the saving. Because the day saving takes care of you. That's when you realize how important it was.
It is to
To
save.
equate it, it's a cost.
I wish the woman out there, just look into the camera and stress.
Saving is a cost. So when you get your money, you have 100,000 and you're supposed to keep 10. That 10 cost it and it goes into the saving, and don't take it out.
And suppose the kid falls sick.
Don't touch it.
Don't touch it.
Don't touch it.
You know, these are things that women outside there keep talking about.
So the emotional needs and, is what pushes us to take the 10,000, and we never have the foundation to build ourselves out of poverty.
Yes.
So the pressures of, the 10,000 is not for touching.
It's not.
Because you're building a future for you and your children.
So basically, the moment that 100,000 comes in, as for me, I should be expecting 90 because 10 has already gone for saving. Don't say you're expecting 100 per month. Say you're expecting 90.
90 because the 10 has been put where it's supposed to be.
Yes.
In a few months, in a few years, you will be able to invest in that thing that will take your financial dreams where you want them to go. Because you cannot grow without investments.
Yes.
And you cannot invest without saving.
You know why I keep telling you these? Yes, what about when the kid falls sick? What about when we don't have this? What about, because these are everyday things that women
You will
say.
spend it every day.
Every month.
And if you don't create a small pot of gold for yourself, you will stay in that cycle the rest of your life.
So we must learn to save
We
by
must
force.
learn to save by force, rain or shine. I fail many times. Many times.
Yeah.
But I cannot ignore the truth of financial literacy.
You keep trying.
You must save, you keep trying.
You cannot actually come in and say, oh, I have failed. Me, I tried so many times and I have failed to save. No.
It's a mindset.
It failed, you tried, you used it, but try again.
Start again.
Start
As
again.
soon as you fail, get up and start again.
Are you hearing this?
Because
we have this so many times. We have these are real life examples. These are testimonies.
The difference between rich people and poor people is planning, period. What rich people can do, poor people can do, but they don't.
But they don't.
So these people, baga ntukola nga omuddu, olye nga omwami. We refuse to be like omuddu and refuse that busy of that day and deny yourself that piece of meat that day because all you're doing is in a short while,
Yes.
your fortunes will change because you have a taka which you are building on your financial house. Without it,
it's another thing altogether. And this is the interesting part. Now let's zoom in the other side and go to the rural woman. Yes? This sometimes I feel is so workable, this side. Is it really workable also to the rural woman? Because now the rural woman is struggling to even get salt. Yes? The rural woman is literally, she is basically spending all her time on things that cannot be valued, cannot be quantified. One, because she will go in, and we're talking about the rural woman in as can be seen in Bugweri. The rural woman that can be seen in parts of Dokolo. The rural woman that is seen in the rural areas of Uganda. You wake up early in the morning, you go, you dig, yes? When you harvest, the man says, that is my land, bring, I go. Yes?
yeah.
Remove part for food. Do you have food? That is enough. And then he takes the rest. That is happening as often times as possible.
Every day.
So how are you going to tell this woman to save?
I still do, because
How?
the principle is the same. If the urban woman is saving 10,000, rural woman save 1.
Save 1.
Save even 500. But have that pot of gold. I've tried to encourage my women in Bugweri.
Yes.
If we don't save, you'll be coming to me every day. Mama mwana muraire, mama chino, mama chire.
Haven't they asked you what should we save?
Of course.
What,
Of course. I mean, I've organized women in parishes.
Yes.
And I said, PDM is coming, UEP is coming, but it does not serve everybody. So as the rounds keep going in the PDM, and you save your own. You have your own savings per parish.
Yes.
And I've told them, open an account. They were like, what? It doesn't definitely no? Go and open an account. So that when you need to increase your financial muscle, you want to buy something as a group, you can talk to the bank and say, we have saved so much, but it's not enough for us to buy a maize crusher.
Yes.
So can you please add to our savings the 200,000 we need, so we can make crushing our maize easier.
Yes.
Oh, then you call, how did you save this month? Ah, mama, no.
Yes.
We didn't save this month at all. It has been difficult, no food at all. I said, okay, that's all right. So next month, are we saving?
Yes.
This month we are doing okay.
And they do save?
We are selling maize just grown. And they say, oh, fantastic. Let's keep going. And we are not touching it for a year. We are not touching that saving for 1 full year.
And it's easy to do that when you are together as a unit. It is very easy to do that.
Of course, in some units, some women are saying, if I die tomorrow, give me my money. Of course, there will be people who say that.
Yes.
But then there are those who are leading their colleagues well, and they are saving.
Yes.
Because I have been sold on the story of saving. It is the way to go if you're going to survive in business.
If you're going to survive
going to survive in business, you must. Because money that is borrowed does not allow you to grow. You are going to struggle with the interest. You're giving your money to somebody else.
Yes.
You're giving away your money.
This is an interesting take, because I had one global tycoon come in and say, as for him, his main source of investment money is from the banks, because money is sitting there waiting to be used. The most important thing is to go in, pick up this money, go invest. Make sure that there's a good ROI, return on investment, so that it comes back and pays itself. Yes?
Of course.
Why is it that people fear borrowing from the banks?
Because if you are not investing in a solid enterprise,
it will drag you down.
It will drag you down forever. And if you're talking about a mogul, it's easy for moguls to do that. They have usually many portfolios where they can fall back to. Yes. We are talking to this woman who lives in a small mud house in the village. Yes. She cannot take such risks. She cannot afford.
She can't afford
such risks. So their best bet is the group savings, and that little money is what delivers for them what else they can do together as a group. So my advice to most women, do those little cooperatives, put your money together. Yes. Support each other. Support this one to buy this. When they have managed to buy it, bring up the money, save again, support this one to buy it. Slowly, slowly, the circle eventually gives back to you as a team.
Yes. As a team. Are you still as relatable as you used to be?
As a member of Parliament?
Let's ask that one. I will tell you after your answer. Are you still as relatable? Can any person walk up to you right now? You are still Obangaina. Yes, you are still Obangaina, but you are still also Honorable Rachel Magola. Are you accessible to the people? Do they relate with you?
I should think
in a way.
I should think so. Because if you choose to serve a community, you cannot now then run away from the same community that you said, I'm coming to serve you. you will have lied to them. I try my best. And I know that a lot of people say, Honorable, I can't go there. And I'm like, come here, tell me what's going on. Mama, I never want to. A lot of people put status and then like a division from them.
Yes.
And I think I would really, really appreciate it very much if somebody doesn't feel like that.
Yeah.
Because I do not close my door to anyone.
Yes.
I talk to whoever talks to me, because I know leadership is a blessing from God, and God puts you in that position because He wants you to serve the people. So I try not to, I try.
When they came to you as Obangai now, yes? Way back, they probably said, okay, fine, inspire us. If you have some money, you can give us as well, or sing for us, we'll be very glad. Now you are Obangai in a stroke, Honorable. Aren't they reaching out to you for the inspiration, but also, please, we need, this is the budget of 1 million, we need something for Ntandikwa to our this ABCD.
As members of parliament, that is an expectation from practically everyone who voted for you. Yes. Everybody expects that because they voted for you, then they'll bring their budget for the church,
for support.
Budget for this. Everybody looks for support from you. Yes. It is not, it's not tenable, because I have 210,000 people. How many people can I support? But I do what I can within my means. Yes. I do what I can because the expectation is there, and you've been blessed to be in that position. You want to give back. So you do what you can whenever you can.
I want you, in this just 1 minute, I want you to close it up. I want you to look into the camera and inspire. Talk to the, round it up. Talk to the urban woman who is looking at you right now, who has been following you all these years. And also talk to the rural woman who still needs guidance and still is inspired by you, as we close up.
Like I said before, the principles of money are the same. My dear ladies out there, save, if you can save 10, save 10. If it's 1, save 1. And create a foundation from which you can build your financial muscle. That's the only way you save, you invest, you grow. And I'm here willing to serve Abagweri. You know me, we have worked together, gone through thick and thin. I'm sure we can still continue to use the little resources we have to build so that one day we have a Bugweri cooperative. That's what we are looking for. So that when you need 100,000, you come to your cooperative, borrow it, bring it back. That's what we want to do. Work together and make sure wakati agali ya walala na galume mamba.
And that basically sums it up. Thank you so much, Honorable Rachel Magola.
Thank you for having me.
We are so delighted to have you. And you're going to give us the last a cappella shot as we sign it off. Yes.
Thank you.
This has been Women in Business on Smart 24 TV. I'm Doreen Kemcha, and we had the delight to host Honorable Rachel Magola. Until next time, please take mind, take note, really invest. Think about it and purpose yourself to invest and to save as well. Until next time, bye-bye.